Good morning, Muscatine. I have breaking news for you. We have figured out who brought the cloudy weather with them. We'll talk about that in a minute. But until then, a couple quick programming notes for you. Don't forget, tomorrow night we are up at Dubuque for the Muskies game, their final football game of the season. It's a big one. If they win, they're in the playoffs. Pretty much. There's some really complicated math, but pretty much if they win, they're in. And then Sunday, don't forget, we have the 5th and 6th grade Youth Sports Foundation. It's a cancer awareness game. It's a fundraiser for the University of Iowa Children's Hospital. You can go out, see it out there. We're going to have Al Hilton on the PA, Brian Musell, myself, and Chuck Van Heck are going to broadcast the game. A couple special guests. We're going to do the wave at the end of the first quarter up to the kids at the Children's Hospital. So it should be pretty cool. If you can make it out there, great. If not, go ahead and tune in on all the normal places. And so we're going to cut now to the breaking news. We have Linda Wood from Junior Achievement here who said, and I quote, "As I was driving in, it was super nice, and then the clouds came."
Go figure.
Is that kind of what it...
Well, I've been in Maine for about 4 days, and it was rainy and cloudy there, so I decided to bring it to Muscatine.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We appreciate that. It's Maine Day in Muscatine. That's what we're going to roll with. But seriously, you guys are here to talk about JA. And so most of us know roughly what Junior Achievement is, but let's take a quick second, Melissa, if you would introduce yourself and Linda so that people know who you are and kind of your connection with JA. And then we'll kind of touch on what all JA actually does in the community.
Sure. So I'm Melissa Budea, and I reside here in Muscatine, and I work at H&I headquarters here downtown. And this is my first year on the board for Junior Achievement. And really what attracted me to being on this board is we just do a lot of great things for our youth and all through 18 and even on. So that really is what brought me to JA. And with that, I'll let Linda introduce herself.
So I'm Linda Wood. I am the Development Director for Junior Achievement in the Heartland. And I've been with JA since December. And I thought I knew a lot about JA when I joined, but I found out I really didn't. So, we're our area, we have 24 counties that we support. We have 3 regions, so Muscatine is a very important part of our southern region here. Between Muscatine and Louisa counties, we support 4,500 kids in 17 schools. So this is a very important region for us here, as this is a growing community for us.
Yeah, and that's one thing that, sometimes I think JA, you think of honestly, my first thought is teaching kids how to use checkbooks. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's what I did, but that's just the first thought. But it's really a lot more than that.
Right.
And so what are some of the topics that you guys often work with kids on?
Sure. So we actually have programs starting in kindergarten, going all the way up to high school. And we get asked that a lot. What in the heck do you teach kindergartners, right? Well, I can tell you personally, because I have volunteered in the kindergarten room. We start at that age talking about needs and wants. What do they do with their money? Choices that they make, saving versus spending, things of that nature.
Yeah, and those are concepts that, you can even, we sort of did it with Halloween candy, right? To tie into the time of year, you know what I mean? You can have all your candy now, and you're gonna regret it later for a couple of reasons. But, and just that, delayed gratification concepts, things like that,
Yep.
that are, a 5-6-year-old can understand that pretty easily. So, well, maybe not easily, but
Right.
I don't know anybody that really loves delayed gratification. But so you guys have a fundraiser coming up, annual Booze and Bites, which is, I don't even know how long it's been going on.
I think this is our 5th year,
I was just say
if I remember
it's
correctly.
been quite
Yep.
a while, because I know I've been to a couple. So when is it and where is it? Because these are fun events.
Yep. So we are going to be having the event on Thursday, October 26th, starting at 5:30 to 8 o'clock. It is at our fabulous hotel here in Muscatine, the Merrill. So if you have not been to the Merrill, I encourage you to go there, and this is a great chance for you to see the Merrill. It's a beautiful hotel right on the riverfront. This event is a really big event for us. It's exciting. Grab a friend, grab your spouse, come on out. Tickets are only $30. You can buy them at the door, or you can buy them on our website, or Like you mentioned, you'll probably be having a link here to buy tickets.
Yeah. You can actually, real quick, sorry to interrupt, on the Facebook post and YouTube, there's a link to the event on Discover Muscatine, which will take you right out to where you can get tickets.
Yep, and just a little bit about the event. So I'm new to the board, like I mentioned, so just really for me, this is the first event I've been, so I've been pretty passionate about, we have over 20 silent auction items, so we have a variety of items from like a John Deere Classic basket to we have some stuff from the cottage here in Muscatine on Park. We have Rival Nutrition, just a lot of different vendors, and we are so grateful for all those vendors donating their items to be showcased at this event. And then really, if you think booze and bites is the theme, so booze bites, right? So Contrary Brewing is going to be offering some booze, and then we have bites from A Guy in a Grill, Hy-Vee, some of the other vendors we have Salvatel's, Skinny's Barbecue here downtown, West Hill Bakery, if you have not been to West Hill.
The cakery is awesome.
I highly recommend you go there and get a sugar cookie. And then, like I said, there's going to be other events. So we have some music that will be by Scott Still, who will be there. It's a great networking event also because there will be people coming from different businesses. So for example, like I mentioned, I work at H&I. So a lot of my coworkers will be attending, and then just local businesses in town. A lot of members from JA, our board, a lot of people from the board will be attending. So we're just really excited, and we just really hope that everyone can try and attend this event this year.
Well, and the great thing is, for those of you that, I mean, a lot of us have been at events at the Merrill, and they always do a tremendous job hosting. Justin and his team do a tremendous job. Just walk in, tell Justin that Chris Anderson sent you, and you want to know where your first cocktail is. He'll know why you're asking. But they do a great job, and what I love about the Merrill is they do a great job of helping nonprofits get to their goals, right? Because obviously, you know, it's a really nice event. It's not something that, you know, breaks the bank. You know what I mean? Like, they work it in, they make sure everything works. They're a great partner in the community. And this is just one of those events that happens up there. And, you know, so if you guys haven't been to the Merrill, it's super easy. Go in any of the doors, right in the middle of the lobbies, the hallway back to the elevator, go up to the top floor, and you'll literally, when you get off the elevator, you're right there.
Yep.
So.
And really the point of us doing these kind of events, like Linda mentioned earlier, is, you know, providing to our youth. So these proceeds from these events go back into our school. So
Correct.
We're not, you know, taking and doing anything but putting this money right back into our youth. So that's why it's really appreciative and important that we're getting vendors. And I will tell you, if you're interested in being a vendor at our event still or donating a silent auction item, please reach out. I know we'd be happy to host you. We're particularly still looking for a Mexican restaurant. So if there's a Mexican restaurant in Muscatine or the area that would love to, you know, share some of their bites, we would love to have you there.
Awesome.
In addition, I have to thank our presenting sponsor, CBI. They have hosted for several years, so they will again be hosting sponsor,
Yep,
presenting sponsor, in addition to several other.
For those of you that have been watching for a long time, this is the same event that Tracy McGinnis has been here talking about for probably 4 or 5 years. Like, I even remember way back when Tony hosted the show, she was on with him. So this is that same event, new faces.
And we love Tracy. She had been on the
absolutely.
board for, I think, 15 years, and
A
she decided it was
long
time to
time.
pass the
Yep.
baton to somebody else.
Super
But I did want to just, for those that don't know about junior achievement, because I feel like a lot do, but I still am amazed that people I run into go, I really don't know what you guys do. So our programming that we do in the classroom is all at no charge, and those programs are delivered by volunteers. And I have to give kudos to Muscatine because we are never short of volunteers here. Almost all of our classrooms are filled with volunteers. That doesn't always happen. Our programming is based upon entrepreneurship, career readiness, and financial literacy. You mentioned that earlier. So those are very important programs, and once again, they're all through K through 12 classrooms.
And so, real quick side note, I know you said you have a lot of volunteers, but if somebody wanted to volunteer or be a part of it, what's the best way to start that process?
They can go directly to our website. There's a link that says volunteer or get involved. They can click through there. We might have one open classroom left, But otherwise, they're pretty much filled with volunteers already, so.
You can't send 2 volunteers to the same place?
We could.
There
We
you
could.
go. See,
And
so
if-
we need twice as many volunteers
Well,
as they have now.
And
No,
here,
no.
I'm going to tell you what the volunteerism looks like if I can expand, because a lot of people don't know. I think
Yeah.
people think, oh my gosh, it's this huge commitment. I have to be there for how long? I have to be there for an entire school day. It's actually, most classrooms, they have 5 sessions and they're 30 to 45 minutes. We provide all the materials. We provide a 30-minute training for all new volunteers. If people are kind of leery about it, they can certainly do it with the buddy system and bring a friend and do it together. They
Okay.
can choose their age.
If you want to practice, you could come on down here to Pearl City Media and I'll pretend to be a kid and let you run through it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as Melissa mentioned, this is a great fundraiser, but we do have a couple other events that are coming up in the spring in Muscatine. We have our Titan competition, which is for high school kids. That's been going on for quite some time. Kent is again hosting that. And then we will have our first ever Inspired Career Expo here in April.
I saw that. I saw some
Yeah.
early stuff on that. So
Yeah.
what does that look like?
So it's been a very successful event. We had it live in person for the first time last year up in the Quad Cities. We had 2,500 8th graders come through and 54 exhibitors. And I think initially people were like, oh, is 8th grade too young? And now that, the kids can start taking dual enrollment classes in high school, they start kind of getting a feel for what they might want to do. 8th grade is the perfect year.
It is. Like, we've had like interns here from like junior year in sales. Like, I mean, it's kids today are, and I thought I was smart when I was a kid, let's say, but they're doing stuff about a year ahead of what we were doing. So for all of you like mid-40s folks that think you're super smart like me, yeah, these kids are gonna kick your butt. And so, think of that like your freshman, sophomore year, and that's when we were starting to go out and get jobs, all those sorts of things. So it's right in line with what you would expect, so.
Yeah, so this year up in the Quad Cities, which is in December, we're gonna have 3,100. And then, so for our event here in Muscatine, because it is the first year we'll have it here, our goal is to get 400 kids.
And so is that like during the school day? Or?
That, it will be during the school day. So they'll come, there's some classroom curriculum that they'll go through prior to attending that event. They'll go through in the research, the exhibitors. We do a phenomenal job, our education team does, of making sure that we have a variety of career clusters.
Gotcha.
We call them career clusters. Represented, so they don't go in there and see 10 banks and 8 manufacturers. We want to make sure that we've got a variety of careers for them to explore.
If you need a media company, let us know.
We'll be tapping into you for sure.
Yep. So make sure also we have information on both of those 2 events. We'll have them on the
Absolutely.
community calendar, and you guys can come back on and talk about those when it's getting a
Awesome.
little bit closer. But just to kind of recap, Booze and Bites is next Thursday night at the Merrill. It starts at 5:30, correct? Yep. And if you lose the link, just go to the discovermuscatine.com/Halloween, and all of the Muscatine Halloween events are there, and this is one of those. I think it's actually like far top right now. So get your tickets now. You can get them at the door, $30, correct?
Yep.
And you're gonna have tons of food from everywhere you like eating in Muscatine is basically there, right?
Yep.
And then, spend a little money at the silent auction, and you've got yourself a great night and help JA and all of our kids.
Yep, it's a great date night, so
Oh, good point.
grab your spouse. I know it's hard to go to those Halloween parties like we used to when we were 25 at the bars, so we'll be going to an event on a Thursday night.
Yeah, it's a Thursday night, so a babysitter should be easy to get.
Yep.
You can't stay out too late because everybody's got school.
Yep.
And I think you're going to bring great weather for that one, though, right?
Of course.
You're not going to bring
Of
Maine
course.
weather? Okay, awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, ladies, thank you very much for stopping in. Was there anything else you wanted to add?
I think we've
covered
recapped
everything.
it.
Thanks for having us today.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Muscatine, that'll do it for us for today. We'll see you tomorrow night from Dubuque. And until then, attack the rest of the day with an enthusiasm unknown to mankind.